Cancer, hi, welcome to your reading. This is for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any strong placement in your birth chart for the sign of Cancer. Crosswatchers, you are welcome here. If you are interested in a Cancer, please try to remember that these are for the collective, so they are general readings. So they may not resonate with everyone out there. That is okay. Take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Check your other placements and other Cancer readings on this channel. Again, take what resonates for you there, leave the rest for someone else who may need those specific messages, okay? Energies can be interchangeable, meaning vice versa. So please use your discretion to put those energies where they best fit in your specific situation, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a high vibrational comment. I love to hear from you. It helps my channel out greatly, and I appreciate all the love and support this far. All right, Cancer, with all that being said, let's get right into this and see what's going on. We're going to take a little peek at your recent past, your current, and your near future, okay? See what's going on here for you. All right, Spirit, this is for Cancer. What do we need to see for Cancer, please? One more. All right, here we go. For Cancer. Ooh. All right. What's going on here? Overall reading, her overall energy for this reading is the Queen of Cups here. Okay, so there is some compassion, some love, some deep-seated, emotions here, okay? And you feel very grounded in your convictions and what it is that you're feeling here with the love that you're giving out. You might even be taking some time to really focus on you here, Cancer, and just allow the love that you've been giving to other people that you don't feel like they're reciprocating and pouring into your cup. You could be taking some of that love that you've been given so freely and just pouring it back into yourself, okay? In the recent past, you have Justice in reverse, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Wands in the reverse, okay? So there's a lot of unfairness here in the recent past, okay? A lot of unbalance here. A lack of accountability for things that you may have said, done, and really just been dishonest about things. And feelings of being punished unjustly here, okay? But it was extremely unfair, all right? And the funny thing is you knew that it wasn't fair and it was unbalanced, but you were still observing. You still had a curiosity to see kind of where this was going to lead, whatever this is here, to gain the knowledge of the situation kind of thing. Okay, it's unfair, but why is it unfair? So you really did a lot of studying up, if you will. But it made you very restless. You were very restless, and kind of your energy was a little bit zapped here because you were putting it where it didn't need to be. And you did try really hard in the recent past to avoid conflict with certain people. You tried to respect people's differences. You don't agree with me? That's okay. It was just that agree to disagree, okay? We're on the same, we're wanting the same thing. There's no need to sit here and have unneeded arguments or conflict here, okay? In the current, you have the Three of Wands in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, and Death. Okay? So you're really kind of in the current situation, you're really kind of shrinking yourself down here, making things look a little small. Sorry, I kicked you guys. I didn't mean to. Really making things smaller. A lack of planning here, not really having any specific direction in mind here. And there's been unexpected delays because of obstacles are getting in the way of what you're trying to do here, okay? You do have self-love coming in here, okay? Really taking the time to pour back into yourself, like I said with that Queen of Cups over there. But when it comes to like the relationship aspect, there's disharmony, imbalance, unfairness here. Not in alignment with each other's values here. And there is conflict and bad choices here. And a fear of commitment. So whoever it is that you're dealing with, or if this is you, has a fear of commitment. Now, whether this is because they've had a long-term commitment in the past and it just didn't work out, or whether this is you, there is that fear of not wanting to repeat history here. But somebody is trying to end that, okay, in those fears, okay, so that new beginnings can come in. There is change that is coming, whether you want it to or not, and it's coming right now. This change is coming. This transformation is going to happen, and there is an end of a bad cycle here that is on its way out. So a lot of people look at death and, oh, God, more change, more this. No. An end of a tough cycle here, okay? An end of something so that something new can come in its place and be transformed and metamorphosized into something grander, okay? So you need to allow and try to see the death card sometimes as a more positive and not so much of as a negative, okay? But there's a lot of things that need to kind of shift here, and that shift is happening. Okay, in the near future, you have the Emperor, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're leading. Look, with that Emperor coming in, really standing in their power, that leadership role, really into the stability of what it is, really having themselves grounded. Yes, okay, the Emperor is a fire sign. It is represented by Aries, but that's neither here nor there, okay? The Emperor comes in and the presence is known. I have control of the situation. I know what it is that I need to do. I have learned my lessons. I am putting the work in. I am doing what I need to do to move forward, but for some of you Cancers, there is going to be hiccups, okay? So this mentality, this thought process of I'm standing in my power, these are my rules, I'm putting structure, I'm doing this, I'm leading myself, I have control of the situation. Learn the lessons, I'm doing it, I'm putting the work in, okay? But there's some hiccups here because that Knight of Pentacles, yes, you're doing the hard work. You are being productive. You are doing the things that you need to do to move yourself forward here. It's just going to be a slow moving process. It's a slow energy here. So these thoughts and these lessons that have been learned, it's going to be slow. Because it's like you have the knowledge that you need. So now it's putting one foot in front of the other. And sometimes getting that action on it, yeah, you can have all the control here with the Emperor, but if you don't have any action, any action cards to sit here and say, yeah, you're going to move, we'll see with clarity. I'll get some on the Emperor just for gigs, okay? All right, so let's start clarifying. Okay, one more. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups in the overall energy, please. Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Yeah, so the overall energy here, there is soul connection energy here, you know, connected to you. But it's also a very stable feeling of having this energy. There's a lot of happiness here. There's a lot of love here. Okay. But there's also a lot of focusing on your stability and your money. Yes. Okay. There's love. You know, there's love, but I need stability. Even love needs to have stability so that it can grow. But we know that in the recent past, there was imbalance and, you know, unfairness here. So let's go over here and see in the recent past, let's clarify justice in the reverse here. Four of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So you're just kind of showing me the same thing, that there was, you know, this need to have, you know, no contact, no communication, no understanding, taking time to recharge, to rest. Things got heavy. Okay. Burdens and responsibilities that you were carrying on your own and feeling like there was really no getting out of it. Trying to move yourself forward without that stability and those loving hands to kind of push you forward. It just kind of felt slow. So yeah, you took time to recharge and rest and do what you needed to do here, but there was no contact. And that's what was making the imbalance here, and the unfairness of the situation is like, we've had all this time together and you dare to not speak to me on the situations that are kind of holding, you know, firmly onto this unfairness, onto this unalignment between us. Okay, clarify the Five of Wands in reverse in the recent past. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost like within avoiding the conflict and the arguments and the talking about what was being unfair and what was being kind of shouldered on you to carry, you just kind of left it as what it is, because there was a long-term commitment that was at play here. Okay. So whatever, it was almost like if I don't poke the bear, if we don't talk about these things that I've been observing, that I've been knowing, that I feel like I'm carrying all of this and things are just moving so slow to get things taken care of here, you went quiet. You went quiet. You thought it was going to be successful and you thought it was going to open up new doors here. But I think it had the reverse effect. Yeah, because you were still observing it. You were still watching it. You were still, you know, trying to kind of be sneaky. There was sneaky behavior here. Like sneaky behavior to have this success, to have victory over this other person. Why? Because there was a higher commitment here. Like I said, some of you were already married to this person. And then you paused it. Cancer, you paused. You paused whatever this was because it was going too slow. Things weren't getting figured out. You were tired of the promises of stability and success and new opportunities. They didn't come in quick enough because you have that Knight of Pentacles energy here. So it just kept feeling like it was, you know, compiling and building and building and building, and just the pressure, okay? All right. All right, let's go to the Three of Wands in reverse in the current. The Lovers, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups here. Whoa, okie dokie. You're trying to keep yourself small so that this person that you're connected to sees the truth and understands that you're their happiness, that you're their wish fulfilled. Again, there's that sneaky ass behavior of the Page of Swords that is still kind of residually following you into the here and now. Because technically, whatever this Death card is going to represent here, and the disharmony and imbalance of this love connection, you're trying to make it seem like it's something that it's better than what it is, kind of a thing. Because at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. You want this person to see the truth that you are their wish fulfilled. But the lack of planning of whatever your plans, your goal in this to kind of suck them back in, I think they're done. Clarify the Lovers in reverse, please. I think they're energetically done. I don't think anything, if they feel anything for this anymore, Cancer, it is most certainly on an energetic level. Some of you are not having anything to do in the physical right now. Six of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. See, you keep flip-flopping. Well, I'm going to play it small. I'm going to have a lack of plan. But the fact of the matter is you have a plan, or they have a plan. Somebody has a plan, to figure out time management, to not be breadcrumb, to turn it into more of a 50-50 situation right now, but still juggling too much stuff. Now, if this is other people, the Three of Cups is here. You could be juggling more than one person here. And it's time to make a decision, kind of a thing. Because you're trying to play it small and let one person know that, oh, I'm your wish fulfilled. That's the truth. I love you. Loop, doop, 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 doop. You're planning. You're scheming. But you didn't expect this change to come. Now that it's unfolding like that, I wasn't going to clarify death, but now I'm going to. Clarify the death in the current situation. Judgment, Page of Wands, or King of Wands. And then the Five of Cups came out, so I'll just go ahead and take it. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. There is some very unstable energy here, whether this is you, them, or the other person that is trying to come in here. It's unstable. Someone's walking away from this, okay? Look, with this change and this transformation, whoever it is needing to release and let go of whatever it is that they're holding on to, they're going to do it, and they're going to stand in their power, and they're going to do it, and they're going to find the desire to keep moving themselves forward here, to find balance, to find the fairness of the situation. If you've done somebody wrong, Cancer, let me just let you know, in the here and now, it's going to tip in their favor, or vice versa. So wherever this unfairness and this balance came from the recent past, you're still dealing with that in the now, and that is going to be let go of, and there's going to be fairness reinstated because someone has taken their power back. There's regrets and there's sadness here and feelings of loss here. But whose fault is it? Yours or theirs? That's why you're coming into the near future trying to stand in the Emperor energy here. That you have control here. That you have stability here. You want people to think that you've learned your lesson here. But it's being slowly seen, if at all. All right, let's get one on the Emperor, please, in the near future. Six of Swords. Moving away from something. The Devil. Look, moving away from conflict here, and if this is you just moving yourself away from conflict, good on you. But there's still toxic energy. There's still things that, you know, are kind of tied up to you here. And this is what the lesson is supposed to be about, moving away from the toxic behavior. If you're going to come and stand in the Emperor's energy, you need to not have any of this here. All right. Let's get one on the Eight of Pentacles, please, in the near future. Eight of Pentacles. There's some karmic lessons, some karmic debts that are also being divvied out here. It is time that you learn your lesson, Cancer. You need to learn whatever lesson that is coming through. You're showing people that, oh, I'm doing the work. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I promise I'm doing it. I'm doing it. The Moon. But are you? Are you really? That fear of the unknown here. Not knowing what's going to happen if you actually learn those lessons and apply it to what needs to be applied to here. That's why it's so slow going, because you're afraid things haven't been completely illuminated to you yet. You're afraid that everything is going to be swept out from underneath you here. Wow. Okay. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles, please, in the near future. Okay. Queen of Wands. So you are showing some passion about it. The Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Yeah, like I said, whatever game it is that you're trying to get people to believe that you're learning, and showing this passion and this drive and this get up and go and I got this, focusing on you kind of thing, doing what you need to be doing here, putting yourself out of your comfort zone and really stepping in. There's inevitable heartbreak here. There's going to be that feeling of betrayal. 3-3. There's a definite third party here, just so you know, Cancer. All right. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune. It's destined to be this way. All right. Get you an oracle of the shapeshifters to close this out. All right. For Cancer, please. The Mermaid and the Turtle. An elder will teach you. Or you're going to try and teach them. Okay, but you have two cards out here representing elders and someone who can teach you something. Thing is, are you going to listen? There's lessons that need to be learned here. Lessons that need to be learned here. Okay, Cancer? So it's time to learn those lessons. All right, that is what I have for you. I hope this helps. Please like, share, and subscribe. And like always, I will see you in the next.